Update 1 on Tropical Storm Usagi, Philippine name Odette, as it moves towards the west-northwest, currently with winds of 45 miles per hour. Its pressure's 993 millibars, current position 17.6 degrees north, 130.8 degrees east. So initially its movement expected to be westward, fairly quick intensification as well to reach typhoon status in about 36 to 48 hours by the looks of things, possibly reaching, well, likely reaching Category 2 status, maybe even a Category 3 typhoon before making landfall in Taiwan. That seems to be a likely scenario at the moment. So let's take a look at the probabilities of tropical storm conditions in the next 96 hours. You see them being very high on the islands offshore the Philippines, in between the Philippines and Taiwan. On Taiwan itself, we'll likely see some tropical storm conditions and typhoon conditions in the 4 to 5 day period in particular. But this is for the next 96 hours, 4 days, so the chances are fairly low initially, but those chances are going to rise fairly dramatically over the next few days, and Taiwan should definitely be expecting typhoon conditions in around 4 or 5 days' time. This is the current sea surface temperatures where the storm is at the moment. You can see they're fairly warm, around 30 degrees or thereabouts, certainly warm enough to sustain tropical cyclone development, and that will remain the case until after it passes Taiwan and gets near China, and then it'll probably be land interaction then that stops intensification too. This is the CMC model. You can see how it deepens quite quickly, moves towards the south a little bit initially, then towards the northwest, grazing the coast, the islands of Japan, the Miyako and Yaeyama Islands, and then striking the northern tip of Taiwan. The GFS model as well has the storm moving further south, a more direct approach, I believe, by the looks of things. Pretty much what our forecast says at the moment, striking Taiwan and then dipping towards the south eventually, and then another storm forming as well in the western Pacific there, out at sea. So this is the latest satellite imagery. You can see how the storm's been developing over the past few hours, wrapping itself around by the looks of things, a core getting a little bit stronger there towards the centre of the storm, of intense thunderstorms and rainfall at the moment. But no real effects over land at this time. The Philippines may see some effects from the storm over the next few days, especially further north in northern Luzon, and then the offshore islands as well will especially receive tropical cyclone conditions, I'm sure. But this is the current situation, moving fairly slowly at this time towards the west, but certainly appears to be intensifying as predicted, and that will continue for quite a while yet, probably becoming a typhoon, likely to become maybe a Category 2 or Category 3 storm over the next few days, depending on how things go. So this is the world tropics right now. You can see a few remnants of storms, Manuel and Ingrid, still going near Mexico as remnants. 95L, the Invest, just off the coast of the Yucatan Peninsula. Tropical storm Humberto struggling out in the central Atlantic, and in the western Pacific we have Usagi and two Invest 90W and Invest 98W. You can see them located either side of Usagi right now. 90W located to the southeast of Hainan Island in China, and 98W located just off to the east of the Mariana Islands, Guam in particular, just towards the east-southeast of that island at this time. So 2013 so far then has produced 15 storms and 4 typhoons, 2 of which reaching Category 3 intensity. That puts us just above 2010 now, but that's not really saying much considering that was the quietest season on record. That record extends back around 70 years. But 2013 now in 69th place with its 15th tropical storm forming of the year. Don't forget you can track this storm at the website force13.com/stormtracking.html. That's the main page for it. There you can see the current situation laid out in front of you on the map, on the world map there. You can see all the storms, including invests and post-tropical cyclones as well, with tables at the top and bottom showing their intensities and indeed any warnings that are currently in effect. No warnings in effect for this system yet, but that is likely to change very soon, and by the time the next update comes around that will probably be the case. So to stay the most up to date, you might want to check out the website to see when any warnings come into effect in between now and the next video. You can also find us elsewhere on the web, Facebook and Twitter. Just search Force 13 on either of those mediums and you should find us fairly easily enough. And please do, as always, I know you do, many of you, show your support by doing the usual means of engagement, by commenting, subscribing, liking, favouriting, or indeed anything else that you may come up with. Very much appreciated on this end, I must say. But the next video on this storm, Usagi, will be coming up probably at around this time tomorrow. That'll be 3 PM UTC on Wednesday, September the 18th, 2013. But until then, that's all for now.